I'd like to say welcome to another episode of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly podcast. Well, I'm your host, Alan Sample. I hope everyone been having a lovely week, a blissful week. Uh, Hope everything been going as God sees best in your life. I'd like to thank all my followers, listeners, subscribers for tuning in, to listening, and continue to follow my show and subscribing to the show. And like I do every week, man, when I start the show, man, I try to start the show, tell you about how things are going in my neck of the woods, and as of today, everything was going great. I have no complaints. Been having a great week, a blissful week. God-fearing week. God been taking care of me, making sure I've been safe out here, keeping His armor of protection, His grace spread it all over me, His love. Having right now we are having some great weather. Before earlier in the week, man, it was kind of rough. That cold was still there. I hope it's gone forever. At least until early November, late October. I'm just tired of just wearing all these hot clothes, man. I'm like, man, look, I'm just tired of all the cold. So I don't know about in your neck of the woods. In mine, everything is lovely, blissful. Ain't no sense in complaining. We can't do nothing about it. And I'd like to say again, thank you to all my followers and listeners to tuning into the show that I call the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because basically, man, that's what life boils down to. The good times, the bad times, and the ugly times. And it's how we deal with it, how we face it, especially the adversity times. And that's considered inside the ugly. But I'm not going to hold y'all up any longer. And I thank you again. I know I thank my listeners and followers a lot because I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and supporting me. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up. We can get this show kicked off and started. This week on the show in current events, this week in California, a California state represented by the name of Mark Takana has introduced a bill in the House of Representatives for a 4-day work week to be pushed to be passed for federal law. I want to say this again. There's a California state representative named Mark Takana has introduced a bill in the House of the Representatives for a 4-day work week to be pushed for federal law to be passed. They tried, if y'all been reading, if y'all been following the news and the government, they tried this once before. It failed. Now they reintroducing this again, hoping and praying that they can get this passed. Cause people on that side of the hemisphere of the United States, they pushing for this hard. Now more on the eastern side, I can't say as much, but from my research and from things I've been following, man, they trying to do this. I support it. I'm all for it. A 4-day work week, federal mandate by law. I feel like if you can't get it in 4 days, why? People need more time with family. People need more time that they can hang out with their kids, their loved ones, they elderly, and just vacation or just have fun, enjoying and living life. Cause life at this point is starting with inflation going on, with the upcoming look like we finna head to another recession. Man, things are getting rough. So some people need some days to get that stress, stress relievers. And like I said, I'm all for a 4-day work week. I support it. I pray they make it out of the House into the Senate and pass this bill. Also in current events for this week, excuse me, the same state, California and San Francisco, they are considering a $5 million per person. You won't believe this, people. You really won't believe what they considering. Reparation checks for black residents. I'm going to say this again. In the same state of California, in the city of San Francisco, they are considering $5 million per person for reparation checks for black residents. Same for all of the hardships, all of the things they've been held back and put back. And they said they're trying to pass it because these folks actually know. Some of these people who've been doing this research and pushing for these reparation checks for these people know that a lot of African Americans are behind the 8 ball, are low income, are struggling. And a lot of people from my neck of the woods and from where I'm from in this country, they don't believe it. They don't like that Western Hemisphere. They don't like that side of the country. They feel like that side of the country is a bunch of heathens, evildoers, hellions. But you don't have an open mind to things in this life. How you expect to grow or to evolve? How you expect to even change if your mind is closed shut and it's not open to other ideas and other facets of life? You can't continue the same traditional ways of thinking and think you're going to improve and change. And I do agree with him because 400 years of discrimination, 400 years of being lack thereof in the community, of poor education in the community, of not being on an equal platform, but we still, as African Americans, find a way to thrive and make it. Now you're gonna run into a lot of pig-headed, powerful people from the southern part of these states on the east side, and some on the west side that is not gonna agree to anything about no reparations for blacks. Because some blacks gonna be against it, because they gonna feel like, well, I did this, I made it, I had to walk, I did this and that. But everybody don't have your mindset. Everybody don't have your motivation or whatever. What led you to do that? What led you to be pushed to those levels? Now you're at that level. It's not for you to be cocky, not for you to be egotistical, prideful, unhumble, and looking down on the lower level or the mid level of people who's not where you're at, and telling them, well, I did it. Everybody's not the same. A lot of people's mindset is not even on the level of others or your mindset. But like I said again, man, in San Francisco, in this state of California, they're considering $5 million in reparations. Hey, that's big. I'm with it. If y'all have any questions about this, any comments, please feel free to hit me on my website, hit me on my page. You can go find me also on my YouTube page at Allen Sample 5055. Leave any statements, comments, or whatever, man. I take all criticism the same. But let me know how you feel about these two topics, because I feel like these are two very much very touchy. Current events gonna touch a lot of people morals, their standpoints, their beliefs, and tell me how you feel about it. And I will respond with a positive answer. No matter what you say, if you get nasty, I'm more professional than that. I ain't look. You might not get an answer, but you know what I'm saying. If you come with correct question, proper way, I will answer you. I will respond. And that is it this week for current events of the show. Moving right along on the show. In health this week, we got some tips to get you to where you want to be and to continue with your eating, your healthy eating habits, and continue to try to uphold those New Year's resolutions that some of us might have already done away with. So in health this week, continue to eat healthy. Continue to try to find you a healthy diet that you can work and deal with. Not what someone else did, not what someone else is doing, not what someone else recommends. Some type of diet that you can deal with. Everybody can't deal with the same, like the diet like you have. Everybody can't adjust to the things that you're eating. Some people might need certain things once or twice. But find a healthy diet for you, and that'll help you maintain the goals that you had set at the beginning of this year. Also, get regular exercise. I know it'd be hard because all of us are working. All of us have a lot of responsibilities, kids, whatever, 9 to 5s, all type of jobs. But excuse me, find a way, man, to add at least 10 minutes of a brisk walk, 5 minutes of a jog. You can do 15 push-ups a day in your house. Find some type of exercise regular in your schedule. Find time to add some type of exercise to your schedule. I promise you some of your stress levels will go down. I promise you some of your anxiety levels will leave you. I promise you you'll see some results that you haven't seen in years if this is your first time ever exercising regularly. And you'll be proud of yourself. It's a confidence builder. Also with exercise, it lets off all types of different hormones that will take your stress level down. So, mind you, add exercise regularly into your diet. Also in health, do your best not to smoke. And try to maintain and stay at a healthy weight. Because certain weights are better for each and every individual. So a weight for certain people might not be good for the next. Like for instance, 280 pounds might be good for a young man or a person or a man who's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". For a man at 5'8", 5'7", 280 pounds might not be what you want to be at. So you got to think about what's better for your body and yourself, and to make you the best that you can be. And like I said again, keep in mind of your New Year's resolutions. Next, try to do some breathing techniques, deep breaths in and out. This is also relieves stress, tension, anxiety. This is different type of things that can help ease your pain, ease your mind. Sometimes it can even ease pain. And with me in my health segment, that's all I try to do is try to give some anyone out there who needs some type of encouragement, words of wisdom, or some type of info to try to help them get along to where they want to be, and tell them some of the things that works for me. So I hope to all my listeners that just try it out if you feel like something that you're looking to get into, or something that you want to change, you want to see in yourself. And that is it for health this week on the show. Now here's one of my favorite segments I call the life segment of this week. The life segment of this week, basically, I want to elaborate and talk a little while about when God bless you with dreams and visions, He's trying to show you. He's trying to show you things that is meant to come to fruition. But a vision and a dream without no work is dead. You can continue to dream about something and never put your best foot forward and thrive forward, and you'll never get to where you wanted. You always foresaw yourself to be in your head, what you always dreamed about or had aspirations and thinking about that what you could do, what you wanted to do, what you felt like you can do. If you're a young lady, if you felt like I want to be one of the best hairdressers, but you sit around and contemplate and continue to put it on the back burner and try to do everything else, all these other jobs, and not do something that you love, that you're passionate about and in love with doing. God meant us to be very creative. If you have read the word, He gives us a mind to create and to bring and to implement and to put our mark on the world. All of us have a purpose for this world to leave our mark on. So if you are having visions and dreams, but you're not doing no work at that dream or that vision, it will never come to fruition. You can talk about it till you blue in the face, but until you put your best foot forward and make time for your vision and your dream and what your heart is pouring for, and what you're very passionate about, you'll never probably be truly happy. And no matter what job you're in, no matter how much that job is paying, it still is not what you aspire to do. Because my thoughts on the topic, on the subject is, and what I feel in my heart or hearts, that God gives us dreams and visions to just, like He's talking to us, to let us know this is what you can have, showing us a prelude or a pre-route to go that will make us happy, that will make us whole, and that will also embark and leave our mark on this earth and fulfill our purpose. So if you feel like you always having this dream, you always seeing this vision, you might want to try to fulfill that dream. Long as that vision and that dream is positive, is not hurting anyone. It's the betterment of people and uplifting and best for you. Do that. Do what. Make time for your aspirations and your goals and your dreams. Because I really feel true peace and happiness will come once you fulfill your dreams and your goals and your aspirations and things that you envision yourself in doing. So to all my listeners and subscribers and followers, hear me. Visions and dreams are great things that are sent from God that was meant to come to fruition. But understand me. A vision with no work, with no action is dead. And I can't, sugarcoat it. I can't break it down no better than let you know. You can't expect anyone in this world to believe in your dream if you don't believe it in yourself. You can't expect no one to support your vision because they'll never have the vision that you have. You gotta believe it wholeheartedly till everyone say that you're crazy. Till everyone say that ain't gonna work. That ain't nothing like you. Let them talk. You continue to do what you need to do and push forward and strive for what you're passionate about. Because when the world do start to believe what you're doing and supporting it, and those same people, it might be too late for them. I'm not saying be mean, be ugly, but everybody ain't meant to go with you. Everybody ain't meant to see your vision. And everybody's not gonna believe in your dreams. And like I said on my past episode, if you never try, you already failed. If you never put it into action, you already failed. So why not? If you're going to work every day, you make time for that. You make time to go party. You make time for what you want to do. What's something that you're passionate about? And that is it this week. From the life segment and life tips on the show for this week. Moving right along. I know the show going pretty fast, pretty swift, but because I got another show I gotta go do. Got another show that I got to get together, but I'm still gonna give y'all my utmost attention and also do my due diligence and give you a full and a very vibrant show. Next, in hip hop this week, a major court case has taken place in Manhattan of New York. Now, some of y'all might know about this court case, man, that they having. It was in Manhattan. I don't know how long ago it was. It was the rapper, the young man, the rapper named Troy Avenue. He got into it with this other rapper, Taxstone, aka whose real name is Daryl Campbell. Now, man, I've just been reading about it and just researching and things of that nature, and just seeing that this guy, Taxstone, had some type of beef and animosity with Troy Avenue, man, and he just pretty much I don't know how long the beef was with them, going at them, or what's between them, but they end up changing words and things of that nature, and from them changing words, I guess the argument got very bad. The argument transpewed, and the young man, Mr. Campbell, tried to kill the rapper, Mr. Troy Avenue. And man, we got too much black on black crime, but it's crazy that, you know, like, over an argument over whatever, you feel like you God now. You just want to go out and I just want to take this person's life because we had a disagreement or I don't like him about what or whatever. But you know, man, hey, it's crazy. So all my followers listening, everyone, be careful out there. And this is in Manhattan, New York, and the case is not going well, like I said, for Mr. Taxstone, Mr. Darrell Campbell, because they said from what, and I'm gonna give up a little more information that I know about it, because I try not to get in too deep into these type of stories. I try to just like touch bases on to let my fans and everyone know. But they said they got into it, and after they got into it, they were tussling over the gun, because like Mr. Campbell, he upped the strap on the young man. And when he saw it, and they fought for the gun, and it went off and shot him. It went off and shot him. Then, after he shot him in the leg a couple times, he kept fighting with Mr. Taxstone, Mr. Campbell, aka Mr. Campbell, to keep him from killing him. And it was just like, it was crazy. It was crazy, man, to see to find out about it, to see on different videos and read in blogs and stuff like that, and different things that I've been able to get my hands on research and find out about. But be careful, man. And I just don't get how you can just like try to what make you so mad, and you think somebody gonna just let you kill them. And luckily it didn't succeed. And also it happened on May 25th, 2016 at the Urban Plaza, if y'all know where that at in New York City. Also in hip hop this week, man, I want to give my hats off to another great show. A big salute to It Is What It Is, hosted by Cameron and Mace and this very beautiful young lady, man. I've been watching this podcast and watching this show, man. That show is nice. I like it. I like the way they running it. I like how it is. Cameron is, you know, he's very outspoken. He's very like, man. The boy don't care what he say. Excuse me. And he be bringing in breaking news. I ain't never thought Cameron would be like a one to be doing journalism and doing interviews and talking, but you never know, man. Hey, that show, please, to all my listeners, subscribers, and followers, check that out. It's a podcast called It Is What It Is, hosted by Cameron, created by Cameron, hosted by Cameron, also hosted by Mace, and also this other young lady, I forget her name. And it's a smash, man. It's a great show. It's a great show. So please tune in to that and let me know what you think about that one, man. Cause I always try to bring you in with some new information and stuff like that to let y'all know, man. There's a lot of great shows out there. Oh man, we got some breaking news coming in. Breaking news in the court case. Going a little back to current events. In a court case, this news just coming across my desk. At 6, in a court case that was going on in Michigan over the water, bad water. A court has settled with $625 million in a settlement Michigan water crisis case. And it said it has been named one of the largest civil settlement in the state history. Breaking news again. A settlement in the water crisis case of $625 million settlement in the case Where, as all of us know, in Flint, Michigan, they had this soup where they were getting, a lot of people was getting sick off that bad water for all these years and all this time. They finally won a lawsuit. I don't know how many people it is, but that is a lot of money. But it all depends on how big, how many people it is. That's it got to be broken up to for it to be substantial. But like I said, in breaking news just came across, man, 625 million for all those people who was in that water crisis in Flint. Hats off to y'all, man. Y'all need it, man. You just not to have. I couldn't imagine not to have good drinking water. I couldn't imagine I couldn't turn my sink on and drink the water out of the faucet. And taking the chance of getting sick or anything like that to happen, or causing some type of cancers or whatever. And it's been going on for years, and they knew about it. It just it's baffling. In the year of 2023, we still are facing some of these things like we back in the Stone Ages. And that is it for breaking news. Moving right along. In sports this week, on the show, the Golden State Warrior basketball player by the name of Jordan Poole allegedly now spent $500,000 on a first date with Ice Spice. Yeah, weird. Jordan Poole, star basketball player for Golden State, they accordingly now, allegedly too, that he spent $500,000 on a date with Ice Spice. Now, look, the young lady is very beautiful. She's great talent, great singer, great at what she do, easy on the eyes. But for a first date, $500,000? Man, come on, man. Come, really? You just pretty much now just I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know. Some might say I'm cheap, but I don't consider myself cheap. I just feel like that is outrageous. Where do you go to spend $500K unless y'all went out the country, stayed for 10 days, and did all type of activities? Or you went to a jewelry store somewhere and dropped some ice on or something. But I don't really believe you did that. I don't understand. I just can't understand how you on a first date with a young lady. I know she's beautiful. I know she's fine. I know she's a celebrity also. But dropping $500,000 on the first date, man, get the get the hell out of here, man. Look, that's outrageous. That's crazy. I'm not dropping no $500. If I had $500K, I'm not dropping no $500K on no first date, man. I don't know how much money this young man got. Hats off to him, salute to him, but I feel like he got played. I feel like he got jacked. And well, I can't see what you spent $500,000 on. It's crazy to me. Also in sports this week, Cam Newton claps back at Shannon Sharp after Shannon Sharp put his pro day on the forefront. And you know they've been going, and like I said on my last show, man, they've been going back and forth. They've been going back and forth, Eddie, for the last couple of weeks. Shannon Sharp and Cam Newton about Cam Newton is dry. He ain't no good. according to what Shannon Sharp said, that he's stuck in the past and all of this. And then Cam came back and said some stuff, going off telling him something. He had more respect for the OG than to think the OG would talk about him like that. But Cam got to understand, Shannon Sharp's job, him and Skip Bayless' job is to debate and talk about things that are going on in sports. Is to talk about you, is to say debate good and bad. He has to pick a side. Skip doing one side, he gonna do the other side. So you get paid to talk about stuff. Hey, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And I don't see nothing wrong with Cam Newton coming back responding. But like I said, it's been going on for a while now, for the last couple of weeks. And now Cam Newton came back because he finally, they had that pro day at Auburn. And Shannon Sharp had something else to say about that. And but according to RG3, from what he said he saw, he feel like Cam Newton can be an NFL backup quarterback. He still can be on someone's team. It just what team's gonna give Cam that chance. And that's all Cam was saying in his defense. But him and the OG Shannon Sharp, they were just going back and forth because Cam was just so shocked that the OG are doing like that, and he know him. He know what type of person that Cam is, and Cam just was feeling like he misunderstood where he was coming from. But you got to understand what Shannon Sharp's job is. So to be very much argumentative, to be very much bring up conflict and different things of that nature, because that's his job. Moving right along, and that is it for sports. Thank you. Next on the show, one of the best segments of the show to me, I hope it is to you, and I try to leave at every one of my shows, I try to leave some food for thought, to something that can help you in your week. I try to leave you something that you can read, some fulfillment, a word from the Bible verse of the week. And this week, the Bible verse of the week comes from John, chapter 14, and verse 29. And like I said again, the verse of the week this week comes from John 14 and 29. And it reads, I have told you these things before they happen, so that when they do happen, you will believe. And I'm going to read again. This is the Bible verse of the week coming from John 14, verse 29. I have told you these things before they happen, so that when they do happen, you will believe. And before I give you my interpretation and what I understood of this verse, like I do every week, I ask and I beg of all my listeners, my followers, subscribers, when you're reading the Bible, try to ask God for understanding of His word, not of your own understanding, but of His understanding. And try to interpret to the best ability of your best ability. Because whenever I'm in a rut, and whenever I'm feeling some type of way, the Bible uplifts me. The word makes me feel better. It makes me proud to know that I am understanding and I'm getting it, what was meant for me to get, because it's food for thought. And basically, I feel like this verse is saying that, like it's going back to my topic, the vision, the dreams. God show you things, tell you stuff, to try to help, to try to lead you, and to let you know that I'm real. Our God loves us so much that He'll try to push us in the right direction. Ain't no try, He will push you in the right direction where He wants you to go. He'll come in your dreams and give you visions. He'll get in your heart. And just like this verse is saying, all of those things that He does with the visions and the dreams is to push you farther along to believe in Him and what He told you. And the whole purpose for Him to doing that is for your faith to be stronger in Him, so that you can turn to Him in your struggle when things are not going your right way. All the time, things are not going to go good. You should always try to turn to God in your good times and in your bad days, not just in your bad. Celebrate Him, uplift Him in your good times as well as your bad. Because them same aspirations and goals and visions and dreams that He gave you, showing you, trying to lead you to believe in Him, and for you, so you know that He is the true one. They never went nowhere in your bad days. They're still there. You just have to continue to focus yourself and stay motivated and believe in what He showed you and what He told you is true and it's so. And His whole purpose for doing it, from my understanding, is just like this verse says, for you to believe in Him more, be more faithful, be more resilient, and not of the things of this world, but in what His word and what He's envisioning in your heart and in your mind and in your dreams. And that is it, people. And I hope this verse helps someone. I hope it's food for thought for a lot of people out there. And that is it for this week on the show that I call The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly podcast. Well, I'm your host, Alan Sample. And I'd like to say thank you to all my followers, listeners, and subscribers, everyone who tune in, who subscribe, who listen, who leave reviews. Thank you to those people who've been leaving reviews on my Apple Podcast review page. Thank you. Big salute to y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you to everybody who's been tuning in, subscribing, liking, leaving comments on my Facebook page, on my YouTube page. You also on my YouTube page, you can hit me at Alan Sample 5055, and you can find the same content, and you can see it, and you can hear me. So if you feel like you got something to say, let me know. If something you want to hear, reach out. And I take all criticism the same, good, bad, and the ugly. And I'd like to thank y'all again for tuning in to the show that I call The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly podcast. Well, I'm your host, Alan Sample. And them some big old facts. And we out.